Hi there, I'm Brian. Welcome to my photo show. Today's topic, putting together a pre-AI Nikon system. This video is a follow-up to an article I wrote in emulsive.org. I will link to that down below, in which I suggest that if you're starting out in 35mm photography, you may want to consider a pre-AI Nikon system for reasons of cost. If you don't know the difference between pre-AI and AI Nikons and you're looking to get into 35mm photography, you owe it to yourself to understand the difference. Please read the article I wrote. I've also done separate videos on mounting and removing pre-AI lenses and on the process of AI conversion. You should be familiar with these things if you're looking to buy into Nikon. What I've got before me is a suggested system that you can put together for a reasonable price based on the Nikromat FT2. The Nikromat FT2, this is your best choice for a pre-AI camera in my opinion, unless you can get your hands on a really, really nice F2SB. Those are kind of rare. So in the absence of one of those, FT2, great choice. And again, I explain all the logic behind this in the article that I wrote. Today, I just want to give some examples and go over pricing. The pricing that I'm going to give you is based on about a year's worth of research I've done tracking the prices at the two largest outlets for the retail sale of old analog equipment. That is KEH in Atlanta and Roberts Used Photo Pro in Indianapolis. They have excellent websites. They are experts in this equipment, and their pricing is, in my opinion, it's rather authoritative. I mean, these people know what they're talking about. So I've been tracking those prices, and the information I'm giving you is based upon that research. So what's this going to cost? FT2, excellent condition, $80. 24mm f2.8, $120. 35mm f2.8, $80. 50mm f2, this is the AI version, but I simply don't have a pre-AI version. Although if you're putting together a pre-AI system, anything with a metering prong will do. Don't get stuck on the issue of having to buy unconverted pre-AI. Prices fluctuate, seller knowledge varies, so if you get an AI lens for cheap, absolutely go for it. Just make sure that it has the metering prong so that you can use it on your pre-AI camera. 50mm f2, that's going to go for about $50, the 105 for $100, and the 135 about $50. Altogether, this entire system, roughly $480. That ain't bad. Under 500 bucks for a really top-notch vintage 35mm system. Okay. But wait, there's more. Suppose you're really into portraiture or figurative work and you don't do a whole lot of street or landscape. So do you really need a 28 and a 35? Probably not. Let's get rid of those two. But you can't really call it a system without a wide angle in it. So let's pick up a 28mm f3.5. Excellent lens, undervalued, underappreciated because it's got a maximum aperture of 3.5. Everyone assumes that a larger maximum aperture is better. Sometimes that's true, sometimes it ain't. This I think is a bargain because of just the ignorant way people think about apertures is very reflexive and uncalled for. All right, so 28-35. Also, if I do portraiture, figurative work, I want the 51.4. I don't want the f2. So I'm going to get the 51.4. This has better bokeh, much better bokeh than the 50 f2, although in terms of sharpness and contrast, the f2 has a slight edge. So what is this system going to run me? All right, 80 bucks for the FT2, 28-35. These go for about $70. The 51.4, you can get one of these in nice shape for under $100. I'm pricing it at $90 for purposes of our comparison. That's a real discount in comparison to an AI or an AIS 51.4. Those things go for $120, $130, even up to $150 for something in nice condition. This is a real bargain, $90 for a 51.4. The 105, again, $100, and the 135 for 50 bucks. So altogether, The system for the portrait photographer, $390. That ain't bad. Under 400 bucks for a classic Nikon system. Please note that I'm not including in this system an 85 millimeter lens. There's a reason for that. 85 millimeter lenses tend to be expensive and, well, arguably overpriced. That's true in almost every 35 millimeter system. The 85s are more expensive than the 50s or the 100s. A good 85 millimeter lens, an 85 f2, I would avoid the 1.8 in my opinion, is going to run you close to $250. That's, you know, you're almost doubling the price of your system. You can leave it out. You don't need it because you've got the 105-25 and the 135-35, both of which are Sonar Formula portrait lenses. They're total classics. They're really, really nice. It's just not necessary to spring for the 85 if you're on a budget. All right, so there's your budget system for a portrait figurative photographer, coming in at $390 or just under 400 bucks for this system right here. Well, how about, what if that's a stretch? What is the absolute cheapest bargain basement classic Nikon system I can come up with and still call it a classic Nikon system with a straight face? Okay, well, we're going to swap out the FT2 for an FTN, because the FTN goes for about $40 or $50, whereas the FT2 goes for about 80 bucks. I'm going to stick with the 28-35. That is your best deal in Nikon wide-angle lenses. We're going to go back to the 50 millimeter f2 for our normal lens. The 50 f2 is, in terms of sharpness and contrast, cannot be beat. It does have an edge over the 51.4 in that regard. And I'm going to eliminate the 105. We're going to go for one wide angle, one telephoto, one normal lens. So I think I can call this a system with a straight face because I've got a normal, a wide angle, a telephoto, and a camera. So the FTN, let's call that $50. For 50 bucks, you should be able to find an FTN in really, really good shape. 28-35 is $70. The 50 f2, 50 bucks, and the 135-35, 50 bucks. Altogether, $220. Not bad. Pre-AI Nikon, you are buying Nikon equipment at Canon or Minolta prices. If you're just starting out, give this some serious consideration. Get into 35mm, get into analog, and enjoy it. I hope you found this informative. Please check out my links down below. I self-published a book called Nikon Film Cameras, Which One is Right for You? Very proud of it. Put a lot of work into it. $3 worth of knowledge, guaranteed. I do not sell other people's stuff. I do not have affiliate links, but I do sell my own stuff because I worked hard for it and I created it and I put a lot of myself into it. And I think it's worth it. And if you just support me, that would be awesome too. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.